Okay, everybody, and welcome to today's deck profile review thing on my expanded shedinja control deck. This is a control deck and expanded for the Pokemon trading card game. I play this deck both online and in paper, although in paper I still need to pick up a Tapu Lele. But this is my personal deck that I've been playing for quite a while, and I have piloted to quite a few first place finishes in different expanded tournaments, both online and in paper. So this is a two-part video. There's going to be this part talking about the deck in theory and showing off the deck for the cards itself, and then there's going to be a second part, which I will put in the card here as well as in the description and in the end card for gameplay. So if you guys want to see the gameplay on this deck, how the deck actually performs in a match, you can go check that out there. So let's talk about this deck, go over quickly the cards themselves in the deck, and then we're going to talk a little bit more specifically about the MVP cards and how the deck actually sort of performs and the theory behind the deck itself. So with that out of the way, let's get through the cards in the deck. We have 4 Ninkata. This is the 40 HP, one with Dig, and Dig is always a pretty good attack, being able to buy you some time in a pinch. We have Shedinja. This is empty shell Shedinja, so your opponents don't take prize cards when they attack into it, and Curse Drop is always a pretty reasonable attack as well. We have Ninjask, Cast Off Shell, getting us our free Shedinja and Night Slash attacking for pretty reasonable damage. The low HP is a little bit of a problem, but not too big of a deal. We have Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele is good for consistency, as well as the attacks on Tapu Lele not being half bad, and having the higher HP can be nice if we really need something that can eat a hit. We have 1 Battle Compressor to help with consistency, filtering cards into our discard pile so they can be reused with VS Seeker and Puzzle of Time, things like that, as well as just getting bad cards out of our deck that we don't need in that matchup. We have 1 Computer Search. It's the best card draw in expanded. It's amazing. Gets us anything we need. Just super useful. You can, if you need for budget reasons, you can sub this out for Dowsing Machine. And I did do that for a while before I got my Computer Search. I was running Dowsing Machine in this card's place, and while Dowsing Machine is very good in the late game, when you need to start getting stuff back, it does suffer in the early game. So you do need to be aware of that. Next we have 1 Eco Arm. This is a deck that's running quite a few tool cards, and so being able to get those back from the discard pile and reuse those is going to be important as the game goes longer. 4 Hypnotoxic Laser is a good way to get extra chip damage as the match goes on, help take out some of these big HP EXs and GXs, or maybe just help to get a little bit of extra damage off where it's needed, as well as the ability to put somebody to sleep is never a bad thing. Being able to buy you a turn with sleep is always nice in a pinch. We have 2 Level Ball. The entire Shedinja line here is under 90 HP, so Level Ball can get those basically for free. We have 1 Ultra Ball. This is mostly here to get Tapu Lele, as unfortunately Tapu Lele has more than 90 HP. But if it had under 90 HP, then it would be Jirachi, and Tapu Lele is better than Jirachi. So, we have Puzzle of Time. We have 4 Puzzle of Time. This is a deck that's going to be going longer in the game, and so Puzzle of Time's ability to get stuff back is always nice. We have 4 VS Seeker because we're running supporters. 3 Verbank City Gym to help increase the damage done by the poison from Hypnotoxic Laser to finish off Pokemon faster. And into the supporters, we have 1 Brock's Grit. This is there to get back Pokemon and energy because Shedinjas will die as the match goes on. Your opponent will find a Lysander at some point. The Pokemon die, it happens, and being able to get them back and as well as the energy can be nice. We have 1 Lysander. You're going to need to pick off Pokemon on the bench. It happens, and being able to get rid of something on the bench, something support Pokemon, things like Jirachi, Tapu Lele, Manaphy, being able to take those guys out is always important. We have 2 In. In is a great card draw supporter. Unfortunately, not the best in this deck, which is why we're only running 2. In gets worse and worse as the game goes on, and especially for this deck. If this deck's going to be winning, I'm normally going to be winning when my opponent still has 5 or 6 prize cards left. And unfortunately, that means that In is going to be pretty bad for us pretty much after turn 2 or 3 at the latest. And so while In's effect is still very powerful and I want to run some number of them, it is bad enough in this deck after turn 3 that it's worth only running 2. We have 4 Sycamore. Wheel of Fortune's powerful in any game, and in this kind of deck, with Puzzle of Times and VS Seekers and Brock's Grit, discarding cards is not always the worst thing, and just being able to draw a new hand of 7 is super powerful. Next up, we have Skyla. Skyla's ability to get us any trainer card we need out of our deck can be super duper powerful, especially when comboed with Tapu Lele. You Tapu Lele for Skyla, Skyla goes and gets you whatever else you need. So Skyla's ability to help make the deck a little bit more consistent is always nice. We have teammates. Pokemon are going to die in this deck, specifically Shedinjas are going to die all the time, and when a Shedinja dies, your opponent gets no value, and the next turn you can play teammates and get the best 2 cards out of your deck you need for that situation. And finally we have Xerosic, the ability to deal with tool cards and special energy, things like Double Dragon and Double Colorless, does happen, and for this deck I chose Xerosic as it's reusable with VS Seekers. Next up we have the tool cards. We have 4 Bursting Balloons. This is here mostly to disincentivize your opponent from attacking into you, helping to allow you to buy a little bit of time or get some extra damage off when they do choose to attack into it. We have 2 Choice Band. Choice Band just increases the potential damage output of this deck by a massive amount, allowing you to 2-shot kill any basic EX or GX, really making you a huge threat. And finally the energy, running 3 Blend Energy in our colors. Blend Energy is just here to sort of make the deck a little bit more consistent again, trying to make the deck more consistent, flesh it out, making it so I'm not running into situations where I don't have either of my colors when I need it. And then just 4 basic grass and 2 basic psychic. So this is a slower sort of control deck. You're going to be buying time in the early turns with Shedinja, with Nincada's Dig, with Hypnotoxic Laser, with Bursting Balloon. You're going to be using that to buy time early, so you can set up a Ninjask with a Choice Band, or with poison damage, and you're going to start taking out your opponent's big EX and GXs. And so this deck's potential damage output is pretty ridiculous, especially compared to its cousin, Donphan. This deck has a much higher potential for damage at a much lower investment. Donphan, in order to get up to 2-shot killing EXs and GXs, needs to have strong energy, Choice Band, and a fighting stadium in order to get up to the same level of damage that Ninjask is putting out. And that's sort of the main difference. Donphan needs a whole lot more cards in order to be successful, in order to get its damage to the same level that Ninjask is putting out, and because Robo Substitutes can't be reused in the same way that Shedinja can, this deck is going to be able to afford to go much longer into the game. With Donphan, once they've taken out all your Robo Substitutes, well, you're kind of a sitting duck. And so with this deck, you're hitting a lot harder, you're hitting a lot more harder more consistently, and the fact that Shedinja can be reused increases your longevity and durability. So overall, your plan is to generally set up a Nincada early, protect it with Dig, Bursting Balloon, Hypnotoxic Laser, however you're going to protect it, and then as quickly as possible, get 2 energy onto it, evolve it, and then start hitting face. Your Shedinja then acts as a better Robo Substitute. It has 38 more HP than Robo Substitute, it has no weakness, no resistant, and it can attack, which is something that Robo Substitute can't do, and it can retreat, which is a key. Robo Substitute can't retreat, which means that, unlike Donphan, when we find a Ninjask, we have also found a Shedinja, making it so that we don't need to find Donphan and a Robo Substitute for him to then hide behind. Once again, making the deck more consistent and reducing the amount of card draw and different support cards that we need to put into the deck to try and find that combo. Because this deck is able to do more damage and is a little bit more consistent than Donphan, this means I don't have to devote as many deck slots to finding the combo, to different combo cards that are going to allow me to protect and deal extra damage and different stuff. It'll means that I'm allowed to play things like Bursting Balloon and Battle Compressor and Puzzle of Time, which I would not be able to in a Donphan deck. So for me, that's the big difference, is that for me, Ninjask is a more consistent, more powerful Donphan. And while it has less HP, which is unfortunate, it hits harder, it hits faster, and the deck is more consistent. And that for me is why I play it. I piloted this deck to numerous first place finishes online and quite a few and quite a few first play finishes at local tournaments. Overall, I think this deck is very powerful and very consistent, and if you guys want to see actual gameplay with it, you guys want to check out how it plays and how it functions in a match, there will be a few matches that I'll play after this. There will be a few matches that I'll upload as a separate video that will be linked in the end card as well as in the description down below if you guys want to go check that out. But with all that being said, I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys enjoy this deck and you want to build it and try it out, let me know. I want to see how it does for you, what you guys' take on it are. That's really interesting to me. It's this is a deck that I've been working on for a while, and I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. But with that being said, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Tea time. Thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoy this content and want to see more from me, please feel free to subscribe. If you guys want to leave a like, comment, anything like that, please do that all below. And, as always, this content is brought to you by your kind support over at Patreon. Thank you.